Hi, Vickie, Crystalline, and Mr. Edward. So me and Mr. Edward were talking because a lot of information is coming forward, but it's not like I can retain it. Yet I feel like it's time, like there's the time, and they're showing me the word transfer between what's happening here and the beings that are going to watch this. So I'm going to take some breaths and let my guides come forward, but allow yourself to just really just tune into this information that's coming forward. So take some breaths. Breathe one more time, beloveds. The beloved channel has stepped aside and her multiverse is stepping forward. Grounding you as you're stepping forward into your own light, into your own being. Matching the energy of the heart. Recognize this. Recognize how it feels in your body. Allow this energy to center in your being. It is removing resistance. There is much to talk about today. This planetarium, which you are seeing the catastrophic events in your sun, in the elements of your world. We will first communicate with the sun. The fiery energy that also clears the planetarium, slows you down from your doings. The frequencies that are coming forward are igniting residue, we will say, in your cells, in your being. To ignite in two particular ways. One, of a residue that is sluggish in your system. You would call them as layers, as traumas. We would say the gunk. And one is igniting what has been laying dormant in your being for a very long time. As the world is being bombarded by the energy of the coding of the sun, it is carrying an energy force of itself to ignite the way in a particular way. You will notice these heat surges over the next couple months. Allow your bodies to rest in these states of non-doing. The channel is saying, but my plants are dying. And this is accurate. For they are not dead. Their energy force is still upon you. Your bodies are moving into a more energetic way. When a species or a being you see as only here for a moment, the energetic is still there. And you are absorbing that energy of that life force. Your beings are recognizing that the energy is what feeds your being. Many have noticed that food is very harsh on the system, no matter what the food is. You're moving into a more energetic way. Instead of feeding the soul with the food, which is accurate for a time. You are acclimating energies of how you reside with the energy that is consuming your body. So the body can move in a different way. For the first time, we will say, ever, the transformation of bodies moving into a new dimension of oneself. You are learning to adapt to a familiar and unfamiliar way. You may recognize, even after eating very light food, you feel heavy. This is to show you that less food is needed for the consumption of your bodies. Very little will be consumed in time. Before we continue, we will ask if there is a question, beloved.
Thank you. So, what was coming through for me then when we were talking about the food was that I feel like I need less food, and then all the energy comes down, and then I want to ground it in, and then I eat loads. So they're like the periods between me eating or just having very little food are quite wide now. But then when that rush of energy comes down, then it's so high. I want the food to ground it in. And that seems to be my pattern at the moment. I wonder if you could speak to that.
For a very long time, you have been taught how to ground the food with your energy. For food is very grounding. And you are recognizing that you are having periods where you only eat maybe once a day for that grounding of that energy. Over, we will say, a short period of time, you will recognize that the grounding will be not so much for you in constant of the grounding. Your energy flow, we will say, is moving into a more constant state of your awareness and particulars are not needed as they once were. There may be times that you recognize, oh, I am very hungry. I can eat and eat and eat and eat, and allow yourself to discover this. For everything is showing you. You allow those times. For your body is adapting to an unfamiliar way. What we mean is your energy field, who you are inside of your being, inside of this vessel, inside of your meat suits as you place yourself. You feel the connection of source no matter where you are. Yet the body is adapting to this way of flow, of constant. So as you walk through your days, it is very recognizable what the body is telling you. Your body is showing you. It is adapting to your energy so it can move forward into the grandness. For times, it will say there were singular beings that did this, even tribes that did this, and raise their vibration to move over into another dimension of themselves. Yet the beings that are here now, you are doing it on a collective level. So it is, we will say, grander than just you or just I. Each piece to the puzzle is coming to light of itself, of its oneness. For you came here for the grand event. Some would say, what is this grand event? And we will speak of it. But first, have we answered your question, beloved?
Yes, thank you.
Very much so. Is there another question, beloved?
Nothing is coming through at the moment.
Perfect. We are going to speak of a grand event that is taking place within the planetarium. The information was downloaded into the beloved and many other beings. As your elements arise into the occasion, what we speak of, the fire, the air, the earth, the body, the water, they are all working together. And there are frequencies from the galactic that are being introduced to your world. Soon after the fire energy, the winds will start. We will say not in a hurricane way, a gentle way. The winds will participate this world, the entirety of this world. And the winds will carry with it an amnesia. It is clearing you from your past. The entirety of the worlds will feel this. Their past will their past will cease to exist for a moment. Everyone's will. In a clear state of your being, you will recognize this. It will pass for the world, we will say 4 days. And then those who want to recapture their past and continue with their exploration of their own journey, of their own karmic will, they will continue. We are clearing the path to show a difference. A choice is made. The amnesia will hit the entirety of this world sooner than later. You may say, well, I know who I am, and you will. Yet you will not be bombarded by your past, only the present. For one that weighs you down will be released. The entirety of the world will feel this. The water is bringing forth another energy of clearing. The energy of, we will say, some would say flooding. Some would say no water at all. It is for you to match the energy of the beings of elements, for they are carrying a frequency that is changing the collective, the humans worldly. One will ignite the other. One will bring forth the soul together to itself. Your complete being will ignite from each element that will take place, we will say, over the next 6 months, sooner than later. For each element resides in you. The energy, the frequencies that is being contributed from the, we will say, the galactic, from the multiverse, from the galaxy, is participating here now at this time. Each one of you are stepping up to your own way of being. We will stop here for a moment. Do you have a question, beloved, about this particular thing? There is a collective question that is being brought forward now. How will we know? You will know by tuning in to you. You will notice the particulars in each element that is bringing forward a different residing of information, of coding, of expanding you and your body as one. We will say, the grand event is upon you. Your bodies are catching up. You will move into 5D dimensional and you will not see this world. The ones, as you say, that are left behind are not left behind. No one is ever left behind. You only see that for you state, I have made it to the 5D dimensional self. Yet the ones that are choosing to stay behind, we will say, are experiencing the intensity of the world for their own existence, for their own experience. And they also will move forward as they are choosing. So no, let no one being is left behind. The birthing that is taking place on your earth right now, and it is, you are ending to birth anew. The wombs of this world, the women who are radiating the womb of the world, all women are feeling this in their womb. They might not recognize what is going on there, but there is bigness going on there. It is lining for the transformation of both worlds. We say both worlds because you are still residing in both worlds. There is a question that is coming from the collective, and it is, how will we know once we made the shift? The answer is, you will not see the other. In a date, we will say, there is no date of the potential of this taking place, but it is taking place. The lining of your world is coming together. Everyone is feeling it. Everyone is feeling something big about to happen. Your realities are shifting quite fastly, we will say right now. You are going through unlimited potentials of your life right now. Different realities are coming together in a quicker state of your being to guide you to the grandness of the potential. One would say, I align to the highest potential of myself. That balances your energy. Yet there are many higher potentials, infinite higher potentials. You see, even on 5D dimensional New Earth, as you state, there are layers. And when the grand shift occurs, many will take different places, we will say, placement is more accurate, on these different layers of this dimensional. Just as you do here in the 3D, you are fractaled off. It is the same for 5D. The fractals of the 3D are coming to a close for many of you. You may be recognizing in your dream state, in your day state, in your daydreams of different lives you do not know of, but you are seeing them, feeling them. It is all coming to a close. One ends, one begins. We are assisting you, we would say, the galactic, the multiverse, the galaxy. For there are many beings here right now that you are tapping into. And it is your bodies that are preparing, we will say, the most. For many of you, consciously have never done this before. It is a new experience and an ancient experience. And each one of your bodies are moving into a familiar, unfamiliar existence of itself. Do you have any questions, beloved?
No.
Perfect. We will speak right now of the colors. Many are recognizing the colors and the sounds. We would say, coming to light, coming to life. The envision of your being is moving with it. You may recognize at times you are noticing the vibrance of color so intently, glimpses, we will say, of how one will see. The sound that is ringing in the ears is also filled with color. They are, we will say, in a way, transmuting a lot in your body frames. We will bring this forward of the ringing of the ears, is showing you the fluctuation of the energy coming forward, in and out, in and out, in and out, up and down, up and down, up and down. It is preparing all your sensory self, fine-tuning your being state. Each one of you, if you are watching this, or if you are allowing yourself to move to the frequencies, there is a particular knowing that you do not understand, but it is not meant to understand. It is meant to grasp the energy, the frequency of itself, and be one with it. You are all in the guidance of yourself, in the collective beings, is coming together. We will say you are in the grand gesture of your life. The experience is circling your world. The event is sooner than later. Listen to your bodies. It is very prevalent now in the collective. For your body is showing you what is needed, what is wanted. Your future and past self are merging in the same exact way. The fractals, we will say, are coming together of one self. The cord of life of you, which fractals off into other experiences of your plane, is coming together, uniting like never before. You may be recognizing this. It is a grand event just in this, where once you did not recognize another fractal of you, you are experiencing all fractals of you now in the particular moments. One would say, how do I know? You do not need to know. It just is. As one light drops, it is expanding the absolute of your being. What we mean is, as you drop yourself into your being, you are experiencing all you are. You are feeling your multiverse. You are being your multiverse, connecting to everything. We will say the next 6 months of your lives, the change will be unrecognizable to you. You will not recognize who you are today as you will 6 months from now. Before we sign off, is there any questions, beloved?
No, no questions. Just lots of gratitude. Thank you.
Thank you. Just like a baby being born, that is what is happening for all of you. New life is happening with all of you. We are with you. Oh, I do. Wow.
Mm.
Wow. Wow. It's so crazy. I could just see like a baby, the baby of the birth. Wow. Man, I feel energized right now. Thank you. I feel very blessed right now. It's so crazy. Thank you. Wow. Wow. I send love to all of you. May you all be blessed.